That narrow it down any?
It's mine.
That's right. It is your. Maybe that's why I remember it.
At least you didn't send it to the wrong.
No, I didn't. I have it on here. I'll show you a little bit what we sent, and yeah, I'm glad he got it. I didn't know it. Welcome. Here we are. Harrison County Amateur Radio Club monthly meeting is hereby called to order. We got a really, I would say beautiful crowd with me, but I'd be lying, so I don't say that. Appreciate everybody coming. Like I was saying, I do appreciate everybody being flexible with us. We did delay the meeting 1 week. I was involved in the play. Danny's the second supposedly follow-up for me at the meetings. He was in the play with me too, so that took out the first and second. So CJ decided he was about the only person left to run the theater, so he ought to show up. So to say the least, it wasn't looking good for holding the meeting. So they decided to delay it by 1 week. It looks like we made a good choice. So thank you for being here. Agenda-wise, I don't have a ton of stuff on the agenda. Guest. Mark?
Yes.
Rice. Mark Rice. Welcome, Mark, to the Harrison Amateur Radio Club. We appreciate. Heard you on the repeater. I haven't talked to you, I don't think, but I have.
I've talked most to Keith.
I've heard you and Keith talking. So.
And Justin.
And Justin, right here.
Yeah.
This is Justin. So he's Mr. Ip. See, I knew everybody I finally figured out how to remember most of the call signs, and it took me a while to figure out Sean. But he's Lemon. L-M-M-L-M-N, right? L-M.
L-N-M.
Lemon. Well, he's not Lemon anymore because that don't work.
No,
Crap. See, I've been trying.
Mess that up.
I keep trying to figure out something. Zippy and Ippy and all these names. So I don't know. I still have to got a mnemonic, but I can't even remember mnemonic, so I don't know what
That's
I'm
what
going to do.
makes it so hard. It's LNM.
Yeah,
it's
LNM.
not alphabetically correct. It doesn't
Well, I
roll
went
off
with
the tongue
Connor's.
well.
I went 6 months for getting Connor's last call wrong, and he never once stopped me and told me. So, he's just too nice a guy. Either that or he
Which one?
the previous call you had, whatever that was.
I did good to get it right.
ELU.
K4HSN.
Yeah.
Mr. Real Good Chance.
His email address is that, so I still remember that.
I get called KO for quite a bit. It's okay.
KO instead of KR. Yeah.
Not as bad as I fumbled yours the other night. I'd like to swallow my mic trying to clear with you.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't know if it was maybe your tongue was tied or your brain was just
Both.
Both. Okay. Well, we did it. Any other guests? I don't think I put it on here, which I apologize for not doing that. But we do have a new member. Okay, officially. Mr. Bell is officially now a member of the Harrison County Amateur Radio Club. He's been cleared. Our club background check has been completed, which just means it's nothing. But
He's currently an 80%er. He's in Hock to Connor for 20% of his membership.
oh, is that what it is? Okay, well,
That's my
we
good,
won't.
that's my good deed for the day.
We'll let you guys figure that one out offline. Okay. But welcome, Sean. I do appreciate it. We've had a pretty good run on membership, new members joining the club here in the last 6 months at least. It actually started before Christmas, but we've probably had at least every month at least one, and some months a couple. So, and interestingly enough, a lot of them aren't gray hair. They still have hair. That's impressive. I'm very pleased with that. So again, welcome, Sean. Thanks for joining. Updates. CJ, Mr. Moneybags. Anything happening on the money front?
Same as. Yeah. where was it? It's shoot, lost it. 1814 something, I believe. I can't remember. It's the same as last month.
Okay.
I had it, but I'm currently kicked out of. Here we go. 1894.64. I'm currently kicked out of my app because I had to get a new phone. So I got to go to the bank. And
Excuses. That sounds like a good one, though.
I tried it all week.
Does it
I
work?
tried every combination of username and password that I ever used, and I can't figure it out.
Yeah, but by the time you got to the third, they locked you out, and then you
No,
just
it's their app.
really
Their app apparently lets you just keep going.
keep on going. That's comforting for a bank.
I've tried for 4 or 5 days now.
Yeah.
We can all try together if you want to. Guess some usernames and passwords.
Let's guess CJ's username and password. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Events and activities, Connor. We got on here, just so you know, we got on here discussing the build event, right?
Yes.
We'll do that here in a minute. The actual event.
Yes. Everything is online on the Google Calendar now.
Yep.
Locations, times, everything is set. That should be all good to go. We have, I've checked with the Parks Department. It is all booked for our events at the park. So that's all good to go. This Saturday, the 23rd, we do have on
Yep.
schedule for Matt's
Yep.
putting up his infed half-wave. I
We-
guess we just need to kind of get a.
We'll talk about that in a minute when we
Okay.
get down there.
But other than
yeah.
that's it for events and activities.
See, if I didn't take all of your things and put on there as actual agenda, I wouldn't have anything. So I steal your thunder instead of having mine.
Gonna announce me?
Oh, this is Carl, Mr. XO. Okay.
Yes, this is Carl. I have tech and education, and looks like tonight we have a Rick-made antenna show going on here, which would probably be subtitled "Don't Do the Things I Did."
Yep.
And then in the pipe, we're going to have AX25.
Yep.
Introduction to packet, and then probably following that will be a packet.
Actual APRS.
APRS, yeah, full-blown APRS, because it helps if you know the background of how APRS works, and that's packet, AX25. And yeah, that's the next few, so that's probably all we need for right now, so.
Yep.
Who's next?
Okay.
Membership and
Thank you,
outreach.
Carl. I'll speak to the membership and outreach. We're stuck. I was going to try to get going on it this past month, but with the theater and the play and everything we're involved in, we never got together. So my goal is that in this next month cycle, okay, before the next monthly club meeting, my plan is that we get together, CJ, myself, Brian, and who was it? Patrick.
Yeah.
Patrick.
If he can
Yeah, Patrick.
break free.
So if he can break free, he was very interested in getting involved. We did have one of those side conversations after the meeting about what we could do. So I think we just need to get this going. We've really been up against trying to get schedules, and at some point we've got to. If one person can't be there, they just can't be there. I mean, that right now we've been trying to get everybody there, and that just hasn't worked. So if that's going to continue to hold us back, we just can't let that happen. We're just going to have to make it happen. So that's more of an apology and a mea culpa than anything else, but that's what I know about it. PR Media, I spoke to Keith. He gave me a little update on what's been going on both in the PR Media thing, and I've got a little safety thing that I'll talk through. But Keith said we did get one article published in Cynthiana Democrat. It was me telling my story about how I lost the thread on ham radio and then got back in later. I don't know if you remember that article, but they published some of that in some form in the paper. The other thing that's been going on, Keith and Jonathan have been working toward pulling together a newsletter, right? So Jonathan's been working on the computer side and the formatting and all that stuff. Keith's been working on content, kind of pulling in content and that type of thing. I owe you guys another from the desk for the next month, but Keith said at the end of June, the beginning of July will be our first nicely published. That's the goal, okay? Now, thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate that. That
Everything's laid out, just need to slap it in.
put the filler in. So Keith is a content guy, Jonathan's a computer formatting guy, and I'm just asking questions. So I got the easy. And Keith did say he's going to be doing some interviews and he's going to be doing some questionnaires. So I think he's going to be meeting, for example, with Justin. He's got a set of questions he wants to ask about both, your experience in getting into ham radio and in the club. This go around, he was focusing on some of the newer members, but at some point in time, he probably going to come back around to each of us and say, would you please either do an interview or fill out a questionnaire or something like that, so he can use that and put into the newsletter. And just so you know, when Keith asks you to do that, the one and only acceptable answer is yes. And just so you know, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, okay? But that's tech and education. Safety. Keith's been going through a lot of stuff. If you look back at his various and sundry safety topics that he's talked about. He started off ladders and that kind of thing, but we talked a lot about stored energy. We talked a lot about batteries, battery safety, that kind of thing. He talked about capacitors this last time around, just the primarily the energy storage that those capacitors, whether they're installed or not installed, and the safety element that brings in when you're working with that kind of equipment, okay? I'm going to kind of bring in a different slant on it. Mine is also going to be on stored energy, but it's not electronic, it's mechanical and or hydraulic and or pneumatic. It is stored energy. And when you work in an industrial environment, you very well know about lockout and tagout. You know about, this guy back here ought to be able to tell us plenty about this, right? Yeah. And one of the requirements before you can say, I have safed this machine, is that you've ensured that all of the energy is either it's held back in some form, it's safed, or it's been dissipated, right? And you're testifying to that fact. And I've seen a lot of cases where something looked safe only to find out later that it wasn't maybe quite as safe as we thought. I gave you an example of stored energy that you might not think of. I had a friend that was using a chainsaw. It had nothing to do with chainsaw itself, but he was cutting trees out of a line, a fence line. Small tree, it flipped over, and there was one big long splintery thing sticking out. You know how they'll run out on you. He walked up to it and went ting, hit it like that, and the next thing you know, the end of that wood flung like a big spring, hit him right in the nose, shattered his nose, and put him in a hospital for 2 weeks plus. I have never seen, when I visited him, never seen a person like that. I couldn't tell you who the man was. It was that bad. And they told him, had his nose not shattered, it would have driven it in and he would have been dead. Yeah. So stored energy, for example, guy ropes. We deal with guy ropes all the time. You go to do something with that, you go to release that, boom, before you know it, you're hurt. So just have respect for the stored energy, whatever form it may take. I can't stand here and tell you, look for this, look for that, look for it. But it does what it takes. It takes a moment for you to stop, think about the issue, and then act upon it. Where we get ourselves into trouble is we don't even take that moment to stop and think. We just move on forward, and before you know it, something bad happens. There's a lot of these cases, that's the way they happen, is we just didn't take the time to even think about it. Because most of the time, I dare say, after something bad happens, somebody would tell you, I knew that. I knew that. I just didn't. And then it's the rest of the story, right? I mean, yeah, hindsight's 20/20, it really is. And I'm just glad this particular guy that I knew had the ability to look back, because he could have been very much. But he got hurt so bad, he left a trail of blood all the way to the house. And when he got to the house, his wife was there, and she screamed bloody murder. She thought, you know, I mean, he was profusely, you know, so they ended up airlifting him. So it was that bad. So be careful out there. Look at what you're doing. Watch what you're doing. Respect the energy, you know, and take that extra few seconds just to ask yourself questions. Best I can give you. Okay. To recognize Dale's service to the club as a founding member of the club, Dale told us what he's facing. He's moved. So we really wanted to reach out to Dale and say thank you, okay? And what I did, I sent him this letter. I'll read it for you because it's mostly an eye chart, but I ran this past CJ. CJ's my second set of eyes. Usually if I'm going to send something out that I want to make sure I don't botch, I usually send it to somebody, and it's usually CJ, and he'll tell me I'm off my rocker, or he'll let me know. I'm confident in that. It says, during the monthly Harrison County Amateur Radio Club meeting held on April 17, 2026, a motion was made, voted upon, and unanimously passed to recognize and honor Delbert Wilson for his support of the HCARC. Dale is a founding member of the club and has eagerly provided his support and guidance along the way, helping to shape the history and character of this club. As such, we, the members of the HCRC, grant the status of perpetual member in good standing upon Delbert Wilson. With this status, all future fees and dues are hereby waived, and Dale receives the rights of full membership with the club in perpetuity. The membership of the HCARC wishes to extend its thanks, best wishes, and respect to Dale as he moves forward in his journey. So I took a copy of this. I took our certificate, okay, which is a standard certificate that we give out. And in this case, you can't see it all, it doesn't show up real good here, but I added perpetual in there, perpetual member in good standing in the middle of the certificate, and highlighted that. I put those two things together in a mailer, right? One of the card mailers with card stock and all that, and send it off to mail to Dell via the USPS. So that's what we did, and that's what Dell was referencing was he received. Okay, but I appreciate you guys voting for that and supporting Dell. You know, it's never a good thing when you're facing the battles he's facing, but I really appreciate what Dell's done for the club, and wanted to make sure, and I want to show you what we did. Okay. Okay, we've got a couple club assistance things going on. Like Connor mentioned, we're scheduled tomorrow, right? Tomorrow to go down and work on Matt's HF antenna. He's got an infed half wave he wants to put up. It's purchased. We've already got a rope pulley up his existing mast, so on that end, it should be a matter of just raising that up and then getting the coax routed into the house. On the other end then is getting it up whatever in the world that is. I'm not 100% sure. We know there's trees around there, so I don't think Matt's going to be too much of a help telling us where to put it. But Matt's blind, if you didn't know, so I mean, that's not bad. Matt would laugh at that joke. Okay. So anyway, we need to talk about one, is the weather going to cooperate? That's the big wild card right now. I, for one, am not going to be. If there's lightning even remotely close by, I'm not working on the antenna. So, you know, just so you know that, you know. And we talked about lightning before when we were safety meetings, didn't we? But so we've got. I will. So, was there a time that we?
We didn't really set anything. I think
Matt and Dale are both on the live feed.
Okay.
is what would be best. I think would be the weather dependent. I mean, mid-afternoon.
I looked at the weather, and it looked like the afternoon was the best
Right.
of the morning. Still looks like it's pretty iffy, but so are we gonna meet up? So the other question I had that I put up, are we ready? I think we're ready as far as pieces, parts, and all that.
Yeah.
I got stuff too,
He says he's got coax in the antenna, and I think everybody else has enough stuff.
and I'm going to bring my launcher.
Okay.
I'll bring my. So if we need to shoot a
And I'm
line,
sure you got ends. and
I've got all
stuff,
that in my-
I know, and
right.
I got
Looks
that
like-
too, and
From 1 o'clock on,
that's
you'll be clear.
what I was thinking. You know,
Yeah, it's kind of what I
head
saw.
down there about 1 or.
So what do you want to meet up here? do you want to just go down?
Is there a rough number of anybody who may be coming?
I will be there. All I can say.
I'm amazed.
Danny, you going? Okay.
Are you going, Justin?
Huh? You're out?
Yeah, I've got another gates up tomorrow.
Okay.
I can help out Tuesday. You get off work at 2.
He is in Falmouth.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly don't think it's gonna take a whole lot.
Unless we run
Unless
into
something
something
has
really
yeah.
that we don't expect. I don't.
I think we should be fine.
Okay.
We'll just say, I mean, I don't know.
You pull the time, tell us. I mean, and that's fine.
1 o'clock work, I
It
mean,
works for me.
1 o'clock leave here, 1 o'clock be there. You don't post on them.
I can be there in a half hour. And I think, be down there at
It's
1?
just try to arrive at 1,
Yeah.
and then we'll go from there. We probably ought to have. Do you
If
have any?
anybody wants to carpool, I mean,
Yeah, just meet one-on-one. I think that's the best. So, I don't see any sense in meeting at a specific spot
Right.
unless somebody chimes up,
Right.
needs it. So Danny, if you want to meet up with me and go down 30, like I say, it's a 30-footer. It's a long ladder. So we do have one. It's stored, it's hidden away. Let's just put it that way. If you need it, just know that the club does have it, okay? Okay, well that's, next we got Trudy's that'll be coming up in not too future. June the 13th is on a Saturday, so we'll meet up with Trudy. I went and checked. I got coax for Trudy should we need it. So I have that in hand. So I think that was one of the questions we had. So that's taken care of. That's not a problem. So I don't think Trudy's will be difficult at all either. We're just going to raise it higher, extend the coax, whatever we need to because it's higher, and then clamp it down real good. Yep, should be in good shape. And then I did add one little note toward the bottom down here is really important. Is my L-shaped antenna needs to be straight up in the air and not sideways. But it's still setting sideways now, so it's not going to do anybody any good. I gotta get out there, and I did make a reconnaissance trip. I went out and looked at what it's going to take, what my strategy will be. Right now, it's going up about 20 feet and then parallel to the earth about 20 feet. Big, nice swinging arch, and it's just hanging out
how you
there.
gonna get it down?
I think what I'm doing, I'm gonna cut the front, disconnect the front guy rope. I'm gonna loosen at the gutter or at the eave that mount. Just loosen it up sort of, and I'm gonna pivot the whole thing and then let it come down and take the antenna off.
I was gonna say, like,
Get that antenna off first,
and then
and then the
kick it
rest of
over.
it, kick it over. Yeah, I don't care about it, but that antenna, I've already broken one out there.
Yeah.
I don't want to break another. I had one antenna land against the house out there, and my sister said, that long white thing is in my yard. And it is, yeah, it's broke. 2 raccoons decided to climb my antenna. I had leaned it against the house, and they decided to climb the antenna. Broke.
That's them same raccoons that stole.
That's that same one. It's right. We got to get rid of them things. But when I leaned that up against the house, I figured my brother-in-law would be the one that did it, and it turned out to be a raccoon, so I don't know. But anyway, when I get to the point, we'll get there. I'll let you guys know. We'll arrange something. Okay. We have a build operate event. So I have a couple things I want to ask about this build operate. One, we talked about in the board meeting that we need to decide on what exactly we're going to build, okay? We talked about whether we want to have one thing we're going to build together or whether we're going to offer 2 or 3 options. What were we going to do? And we decided it would just be too much chaos to offer more than one thing. So we're going to, in that one thing, we're going to try to select here tonight. What is it we want to do? What do we want to focus on? And then we'll go off from here and prepare and have all the supplies to do that one thing. And then we can maybe make that a success. So I think the big question for the group is, do you want to focus on something? We're talking antennas here, okay, primarily. I think that's the only thing in scope at this point. is, do you want to focus on a VHF, UHF side of life? Do you want to focus on an HF side of life? That's the bigger question as a group. If we go out and build something, which one of those do you want to build? And that's why we're asking to commit to that today, okay, so we can plan. I know what.
Matt wants to know if you all want lunch tomorrow.
No. I can speak for me. I shouldn't have answered for everybody. That's terrible, wasn't it? Yeah, we'll have steak, potato. Go down the list. So what's the general feeling? Now, just because I got after you for having side conversations doesn't mean you can't answer questions. Come on. I mean, come on.
So I'll throw it out there, being that we're all getting started with 220 stuff here hopefully soon, what if we did a 220 antenna build?
We could do
There's
that.
very few 220 options out there, and I doubt too many of us has got.
Because
220
now
stuff
Rick
laying
has to
around.
make another jig.
Yeah, now my jig, I have to rejig my jig, but that's okay. I actually have an antenna like that too, right behind you there. It's a 220 beam. I can bring that and show it. So I have a 220 Yagi and I have a 220 Slim Jim.
Right.
So I do have a 220 Slim Jim. I just don't have the jig. But
I mean, because there's plenty of stuff out there already for 2 meter 70 and HF, but I don't have anything for 220 right now.
yep.
I doubt too many others. I know
So
Carl.
one of the things we wanted to keep the build simple. That was one thing, you know, so we didn't want to go very complex. And as an example of that, if we did go on the HF side of things, we wanted to stay away from end-fed half waves because I don't see us wrapping toroids and transformers at this build event. So it would be a classic dipole of some sort, yeah. So I think that's the question, is one of those two things.
Maybe a show of hands. Just
Yeah, show of hands. Do you? So let's just, yay! Here's my hands. That's terrible. That's terrible. That's a dad joke if there was one. So,
14 years in the making.
HF. Show of hands. Do you want HF? Do you prefer to do an HF event? Boy, show of hands. If I don't get any hands, we're going to be in trouble. VHF, UHF side of life.
I would do that. Everybody here is at least a technician.
Yeah. And that's the other side of it is the technician will be able to be involved and use what they make, you know, when they show up, which is, and I'll be honest, there's one other aspect, as you very well know, HF, things can get big. You know, it's so in a small footprint of an environment, you can build a 220, nothing, you know, easy. Okay, so you can make antennas all day long. They fall right in line until you do it wrong, and then they don't. But, okay.
Question,
Yes,
Tom.
that's where I'm getting to next. We have this during the next club meeting, during that month's club meeting, July 17th. I'm asking, we had this discussion in the board, whether or not we wanted to relocate and do a build event as a club meeting, or whether we wanted to have it separate. So I'm asking, and I'm proposing, personally after looking at this, I am afraid that if we say we're going to meet at the Veterans Park and do this build event, we'll drop our attendance in half. That's my concern. Okay? We won't have a tech talk. We won't be able to do any of these other things like a normal meeting. I'm asking. I'm not directing. What do you want to do?
I mean, I'd say it'd come down to scheduling. You know, I can usually get Friday evening or Saturday morning, but I might be able to work both here or there, but typically speaking, it's one or the other.
One or the other?
Right now.
Okay. And I'm fine I'm fine moving the meeting if that's what you want to do, but I wanted to bring it up and make sure that everybody knew what we're talking about, because what we would be doing is we would take this time slot during July and we would relocate. I'm not real sure why we would need to even relocate if we're going to make small VHF antennas. We could actually do it here, you know, and then throw them up outside. We really wouldn't need, and we were doing the big dipoles, that's kind of what we were thinking, that we would need more space, and then Veterans Park made sense. But it might make just as much doing that here. And then give us the flexibility to do a little bit of both, if that case. Is that okay? That way, I mean, give us the flexibility to do either, or both, or neither one, or something else. I think the problem with relocating, I am just afraid that we are going to cut our attendance if we do that. That's just the way it works. We've seen it in the past. So we'll target a build event for July here. And so we'll usurp some of our meeting, right, for that event. We'll just replace a lot of the talk and me standing up, and y'all and Bill. Okay? Is that okay? Good enough. So, July 17th, it's going to be here. And I will make sure I'll work with whoever on the exact thing we're building and have the materials here.
And once we pinpoint it, I can change it on the online calendar.
Yeah.
Well,
if it's,
you might have to. My computer's croaked.
it has.
It has.
Well, you can't do FT8 without a computer.
Cannot.
Shoot. Jeez. I know. Ham basics we're not doing. Okay. Anything else on the agenda wise? I don't have anything else. This month's been pretty light. We got things kind of scheduled coming up. So we got summer field day. Not too far. I think we're doing a standard summer field day kind of thing, right? So I've been trying to work on some of my stuff for summer field day. I wanted a couple things I was wanting to do. I don't know about you guys, but I wanted to kind of ramp up my power delivery. I wanted to get my new, we all bought, a bunch of us bought a new Opus, whatever, the little boxes. And I wanted to get, this year I wanted to get at least 100 watt solar panel that I could set up for a field portable. I don't have a portable solar set up, and I wanted to try to get that for summer field day this year. That way we can set it up in the shade and put my solar panel out in the sun, and I can stay in the shade. Yeah. So I was even thinking about putting one that I could flip up on my truck box. I don't know.
I don't know what kind of quality they are. He'll probably speak more to it, but I know Harvey Freight got
The $100,
in there now.
100 watt ones? Yeah.
If you think you want a 100 watt one, get at least 2 or 3. Just it's my best opinion from what I've learned so far. Just because the sun rarely shines perfectly.
Yeah, that's maximum. Yeah, that's straight on.
Best
Yeah.
case scenario, perfect conditions, cool panel. Yeah.
Well, I just won't talk as long. Just have to, it shut me down.
It's all about duty cycle.
That's all I do.
London still have any?
He talked to him about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he said he was out, but then he said he was going to get another shipment in, and he messaged me about a week ago and said he got another truckload in. So yeah.
That would be, I would be interested in doing, maybe if we run a,
310 watt panels for $50 a piece.
what size?
310 watt, I think he says what this one. He said
These are the full size panels,
Yeah, about.
And they're not-
39 by 76.
and they're not the 12 volt panel. You're
Power,
not,
power.
See, Will's both funny.
yeah.
So if several people want to get together.
That's what I was thinking. Several people wanted to, and we go down and make a trip out of it, go to KFC. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, and in the process
But
of
they
getting
don't
some.
fold up though.
No, they're just big, they're a
the
big
thing.
panel.
It's you know, it's a,
Yeah,
they're good for power mounting,
yeah.
but for
So what I was thinking of doing was taking and putting these up on my house and taking the ones that are on my house, which actually are the 12 volt panels, and make them portable. They're smaller.
yeah.
So I don't know. But I use my solar. I got 4 supposedly 170 watt panels. I have 4 of them, and they run my shack all the time. So I have no problem keeping up.
And still can't get rid of the noise problems.
And still can't get rid of the noise. Yeah, and it has the noise. Unfortunately, it doesn't have anything to do with the solar. You can disconnect it, and it's still noisy. And no matter where I go, I take the noise with me. Spend thousands of dollars, get a remote station, get it out in the country, noisier, and I'll get out. So I don't know. I think it's just me. Okay, Connor, what have you been up to besides crapping your computer out?
It did take a big one. I don't know what's going on with it. I got somebody maybe going to look at it.
Is it
but-
dead?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's dead.
Dead.
I just want to try to get the hard drive out and see if I can save anything off of it.
Windows, BitLocker. BitLocker encrypted. That's fun. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to.
It's way above my head. I'm not fooling with
You
it.
gotta
So.
find your BitLocker.
Your key.
Code that's about
Your
the
big.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. As far as radio goes, we haven't been doing too much. We've been playing with DMR quite a bit lately. Got some ideas jostling around of maybe things to do. We'll just see how that goes though. But
Could maybe next month we do, even if we don't do a tech talk, could we put a time slot in? So our regular agenda and just give a deal.
One or two?
No, two. I got one. No. To talk about just what we're doing with DMR
Yeah.
in the group. Just kind of touch base on DMR.
Yeah.
And what somebody do it. I mean, I'm asking, will you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
I volunteered Justin.
Okay, Justin, you've been officially volunteered.
For that
You're on the agenda
project.
next
That's
month.
fine, I'll do it.
Okay.
As far as what's going on, that's about it.
Justin, KR4IPP, I don't know. I think I got my general after last month's meeting between the two, but I passed my general, so I've been playing HF when my 7300 will let me.
You just have to be patient.
Yeah, last night it was 40 minutes.
Is that
before it let me
right?
Transmit. Yeah,
Oh my
I timed
God.
it. I talked to some guys in Cincinnati on the 880 repeater up there in the meantime while it warmed up, and then the band's closed up. So I was like, that's cool.
That's no problem. That's bad.
Doing that and DMR, that's about it. So, yeah, I think that's all my radio stuff. Skip, you ain't been doing no radio stuff.
I've been studying still.
That's good. Get the right direction. Just peer pressure. We can apply that.
Danny, KM4UMR. I'm still gathering
Gathering
Parts.
parts.
for my ham shack. I've got a lead on a desk, so need to follow up on that. And
I was out at Danny's house this past week. Got a nice place out there, and he never showed me one radio, but I found one. I did find one.
On his belt.
No, it was on a shelf. Yeah. So, Mark, tell us, you're general, right? You got your general. So you're getting things that you're new to the community.
Yeah, I'm new. KD9 BMW. I started transmitting last month,
Okay,
and I need to get a feed line out of a trailer.
that does help. Yeah.
So I have some ideas. I'm kind of gathering things, just trying to find time between all the rain.
Yeah.
So that's not helping.
No, it does not. You're right.
So I'm probably gonna drop it through the floor and then tie a couple of connectors out to on a rail on that bottom rail for the siding.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
It'll go there. It'll work.
Yeah.
Good.
Good going.
Good. Thank you. And again, welcome.
I got a cable to bury eventually.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you mean you're not going to leave it out on the ground so you can mow it or hook in?
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
we got a guy that's in the group. He's real good at that. So if you need help,
No, Keith already talked to me about tools to bury the cable.
yeah. So you know Brian, right? You
no.
don't know Brian. Well, Brian, one of the other guys in the group. I don't know. He buried his, but evidently didn't bury it far enough, and he still got it. He still hooked into it and cut it all to pieces. So don't do that. Yeah. He's a professional. He cut it in half like 5 times.
Trudy Barton, KQ4BPJ. I haven't been
Okay.
up to too much on my radio lately because I'm just busy with other projects
see it.
at the house. That's all. Working on my she shed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
It's ready, but I'm not ready.
You're not ready?
And the rain won't stop.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to stop the rain quite yet.
So,
You
yeah.
know. Yeah. Patrick, welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry I was late. Patrick Allen, KO4NYG. I guess I just passed my general this month, so did that. So pretty excited about that. I'm doing a lot of research on POTA. I'm kind of got the itch. Want to start getting some stuff together. So
So we have a POTA event in the fall.
Okay.
We have a POTA event we've done every year. And Keith did a POTA presentation maybe 6 months ago, maybe. He did a really good POTA. I wish we had our video taped. We didn't, but that would have been a good one to have. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, my name's Daryl and AC4YD out of Winchester, and I've been working on making sure I've got the question sets ready for the new tech. So you people that take the tech test or any of your friends in July, they will have the new question set. So, and you can, I'm sure I've looked at them and I've done some of the tests in the new, and you can pass that with the questions out right now. You may not make 100 on it, but you can pass it. And then Ron's got a test session in Georgetown next month if you want to come and take a test, or one of your friends wants to take a test before those new questions come out. So that's about all I've been doing, playing a little bit of radio, but not much.
Okay, good.
Kale Hunt, KZ4OH. I haven't been doing much to speak of with radio recently. Work has been ridiculously busy, so that's why nobody's heard much of me here lately.
It's Sean Bell, KR4LNM. I am literally just learning, catching a hard time from Justin and Connor and getting confused more than anything, listening
good.
to them talk.
They know snipe hunting too.
It is like a foreign language to me, but I'm slowly picking up by listening to them talk and
Oh my God.
I try to get on. Justin gives me a hard time